Hello everyone and welcome to this short video on answers to queries related to RBI Grade B exam. Whose queries? Of course yours. I thought kind of put all those questions in form of a session here and try to answer all of them for you. So what I have done here is first try to understand the nature of your queries and then kind of segregated them. And when I tried to do that, it seemed or is appeared there were three themes basically which you wanted me to address. Yeah. First was should I. Yeah. Should I is my intention. Yeah. Should I, whatever current position that I'm in, I'm a clerk, I'm a fresher, I'm a working probationary officer, I'm working in some private company, should I actually go for this exam or not? Yeah. The first intent. Then comes can I? Do I have the ability, or what do I do to acquire that ability? That was the second theme of the question. And finally, having the intent, having the ability, how do I get started? How do I really conquer this exam? Yeah, so this is my idea. This is what I'll be trying to discuss today. Not all of them will finish today itself, so you'll have to bear with me for maybe a couple of more sessions. But yeah, these sessions will be very short to keep you interested here. So let me start now with should I. Okay. So if I have to show that to you, let me just move out here. Yeah. Is RBI grade B a dream worthy of a passionate chase? Ask people who are already working there. Yeah. They would be the best judge. And whatever research, the secondary research that I have done, it seems they are really very happy. Yeah. This is the place where their journey starts in the college, the bank staff college. I think it's in Chennai. When once you clear the exam, your training will start, and hence is this the dream worthy of a passionate chase is what I have. Okay, that is one part of it, right? But let's take objective decision, right? Let us try to analyze what do I get in this job? What am I signing up for? So I'll have to understand the nature of job, the growth prospects, the pays and perk, where I'll be posted, and finally, do I get that elusive work-life balance here or not? These are the things that any student or any officer or clerk working in any of his current organization would think before taking a plunge into a new one, right? And then very natural, right? So let me just try to address each of them. Yeah, the first one, nature of job, is very simple to answer. It's highly respected, coveted. Ask any banking aspirant, it's their final dream destination, unless he or she also wants to prepare for UPSC. It's something they really want to do. Yeah, because of n number of factors. That's also something which we will discuss in detail. And of course, is it comfortable? Of course. I'll again kind of come down to it, why I'm saying it is comfortable, the nature of job, etc. It puts your life at ease. Yeah, there is enough time. Even after you have slogged for the day, you'll have enough time for yourself, right? Now, why do I say it is important? I say this is important because this is final transmission of the monetary policy. Unless, of course, you go to a high level, you will not be directly involved in the monetary policy itself. But yes, the transmission of it, you will be playing a significant part at various levels, right? Coveted and respectable, it goes without saying. In fact, the kind of competition that is there, we'll come to it again. You can treat in absolute numbers. I understand very well job of a IS, IPS, IRS versus a job of a grade B officer, even when he reaches up to say deputy governor, they're very different. So let's not try to compare them. But if that is the nature of job that I prefer, then this is the best. It's equivalent. Then I can say it is equivalent. If I don't want to be cozy with a politician or work under pressure, or I really do not like a lot of public dealing, I like to contribute intellectually. I like to keep it to myself. I want after 5 p.m. I need to have a life of my own. I have some hobbies to pursue, or things like that. And it could be anything. Yeah. It's absolute personal choice. But if my choice is such, then you cannot even dream of a better job than this. Yeah. But if you want public interaction, you're okay with some political pressure, you can manage your ways, you know to keep your bosses happy, then your IAS, IPS, IRS are also very, very lucrative. In terms of salary, they'll match pays and perks, and the job satisfaction of working with a lot of people, they are different. So we'll not compare. We will try to stick to this. If my inclination is the bank, yeah, if I like this job, I like time for myself, my nature is such, then this is a clear winner. I don't think there is any confusion whatsoever. Okay, moving ahead to, yeah, the growth prospects. Let me again move out. Yeah, so on top of it, you can see is the governor. Yeah, is the only person here who kind of started as then finally reached to here. Otherwise, this has become a political post. Yeah, you all know that you have to kind of get cozy with the government to reach here. Deputy governors, out of the four, yeah, two of them will be through the rank here. Yeah, they will reach here. Of course, you will start here from the manager. Yeah, 4 5 years. Yeah, some of them have done it in even 4.5, generally 5 to 7 years, another 5 to 7 years. Yeah, deputy general manager, all of you will reach, if you make it till chief general manager, which is a significantly higher post. Yeah, and then the vacancies start going down. Deputy governor, after 30 35 years of your life, two of you in the batch might be chosen there. So let's not kind of start thinking about there. Let's concentrate on this. This is a significant high level. Just think about it. If you are a working manager in as a probationary officer, how many times do you get to see your DGM and CGMs? Yeah, just as you start and when you represent RBI, most of your meetings will be with the DGMs and CGMs. That's the kind of difference, and that's the kind of growth prospect, and that's the kind of power you wield and hold and should be responsible for also. Right. So this is the growth prospect again. Undisputed, a wonderful growth prospect reaching up to governor, only one person. So I'll say up to deputy governor. Yes, it is open. I hope you know Mr. Narasimhan, yeah, the most famous man in the banking industry, kind of has his hand towards all major reform. A true Bharat Ratna, if you ask me. Yeah, if somebody deserves, he's the one. Okay, so I hope you understand, and it does not stagnate till I have talked about chief general manager. Most of you will reach after that because of the vacancy, etc. Yeah, there will be time bound promotion and all that bureaucracy, etc. will creep in, but that's nothing to be unsatisfied about. It's a amazing great growth prospect, and if you are really good, if you are exceptional, you will reach to the top. Do not worry about it. Now let us look at pays and perks. Yeah, it's again very good. Starts with your 35,150 followed by 9 increments of 1750 each year. Right. So this 35K, if I say rule of thumb, you can say roughly 70K will be your. I'll show you what others are talking about it. But before that, if you will see, the other perquisites are amazing. Yeah, bank accommodation in posh localities, then you get your, yeah, reimbursement for expenses of maintenance of vehicle, newspaper, telephone charges, book grant, furnishing of residence, your free dispensary, your OPD expenses, your leave fare concession, your loans and advances at concessional rate for interest rate, yeah, concessional interest rate for housing, vehicle, education, your consumer article, personal computer, all these things, in addition to your NPS and the benefit of gratuity. You name it, you have it. All those perks you have in plenty. Yes. Then if you will see, yeah, your probation can be extended if you work very bad up to 4 years. Otherwise, in 2 years roughly, you will be made the permanent. There are reasonable prospect of promotion to higher grades. We have already discussed. You can reach up to CGM very easily. Most of them end up there. Yeah, and selected candidate can be posted anywhere in India. This is something you will have to be open to. Yeah, all major cities only. But yes, be prepared because you can be sent anywhere except for Bombay, where you might spend more than 5 years. Otherwise, all other centers you can assume, yeah, in each of these state roughly you can count them as one center. It will be roughly 5 years. So wherever you are sent, yeah, you can be sent anywhere. Actually, you should be open to and not cling on to your home state office and things like that. So be open for that. Okay, something written on Quora. What they have written is the 68 to 70. I told you 35 into 2. That's something. This 8.4. Monthly perk and allowances, whatever I showed you itself, they add up to almost another 3 lakhs. Yeah. Accommodation, yes, it varies. If you're in Bhopal, I think 10 to 15,000 you will get. If you're in Delhi, you'll get in 40. If you go to Bombay, maybe 60, 70, right? So roughly, I think he has taken some 30K here, 3.6 lakhs, or roughly 15.12. And then you are not adding those concessional interest, yeah, concessional interest loans, etc. Up to 80 lakh for housing. Yeah, I think up to 10 lakh for your vehicle. Yeah, in addition to this 1.8 lakh in every 2 years as your LTC. So it's amazing. So pays, perk, etc. And of course, there will not be, your bosses will never crib about you asking for a 15, 20 days vacation. Yeah, in bank, I can tell you with guarantee, all of you must be relating to what I am saying. All those who are already working, even for a day's leave, you really have to beg for it. Yeah, that's not the problem here. Amazing work culture, good pay. Yeah, that part done. Job location, again, let me show you. All major cities only, some 31 offices if I am right. Yeah, this is from their website. These are the places that you can expect yourself to get transferred, and I don't think you have reason to complain in any of these cities, right? Moving ahead, yeah, if I come to your, now the work life balance that I talked about, you need, if you are a person who needs time for himself, this is the job, right? 5 day a week, yeah, short work days, 9 to 5, not in sense of mundane 9 to 5 job, but yes, strict time limits. After 5 you can have a life of your own. Yeah, if you have a hobby to pursue, you want to study, you want to whatever. Yeah, so that time you have, unlike various bank jobs where even at 9:30 when you are leaving, your boss might just give you some stare. So that's how it is different. You finish your work on that day, you go with a free mind, and then again come back next day work. That's the kind of life I think many of us want, right? Not sleep with your job. Yeah, you go with a fresh mind, you do whatever you want to do in your life, and then come back, do the work. Yeah, and then there is a life beyond work also. Okay, so okay, so can I say, should I part? I have already covered. Do you feel motivated enough looking at various perks, salaries, nature of job, etc. that RBI grade B offers you? I think should not be a problem. Now, can I? Yeah, that's the next question. So I'll just show you the heading of the slide also before starting to prepare for any exam. What should a student ideally do? First of all, look for the frequency of notification. If the notification itself comes in like once in 3 years, you shouldn't be very much interested. When that 3 year will come, you do not know about it. Scheme and syllabus of the exam, this is the next one. How it is asked, whether there is, yeah, only prelims is there, or there is prelims and mains. How is the test divided? How much hour? What are the things getting tested? The syllabus of the exam. That part you have seen, right? Then what do? You go back and see past year paper to have the correct feel of whether you are capable for it or not. Most of the trying to understand the level of competition, what would be the best indicator? The cutoffs. Yeah, that is something I'll study in detail. And finally, I'll go to, I've understood everything. Yeah, now what and how this exam is, what a syllabus is am I capable of actually preparing for it? Yeah, I'm reasonably sure these cutoffs I can handle. Then how do I actually start my preparation? Yeah, these are the steps in any student's journey, right? So let me kind of get you started with them one by one. Okay, so let me again move out. I'll start with the notification. So this is a green tick for me. Why? In October, I had a notification. In 2015, 16 also I had the notification. 17 also I had the notification. 18 also I had notification. 19 also I had notification. So most likely it will be there in 2020. Yeah, only year I think it was in 2013 when they did not conduct an exam. Yeah, so barring that, you see it is, yeah, it fluctuates from October, September, July. It, in any time you can expect the notification. Yeah, earliest May, latest in October. Yeah, so this is the almost 6 month window in which you can see these notification. But yes, last full decade, if I have to say, just 1 year they missed it. So this is relatively safe. I'm happy with the notification history. Yeah, at the same time, what do I also see is the kind of vacancy. I see it's in around 150 vacancy is what I am getting. Yeah, and if I'm okay with these two things, I should move ahead. Then I realized something very important, yeah, which many of the bank aspirants, SSC aspirants actually will relate to. Look at their calendar. The important dates when the registration happens is from September 21st, and their final exam is happening on 2nd of December. Can you see this? A dream for many of the SSC aspirants. In just 2.5 months, almost the entire story is done, and then you're just left with the interview and then the joining formality. So you see, it's a very short, say, cycle. So you do not have to actually wait for notification to start your preparation. That is the takeaway, if you ask me from here. Then your scheme of selection and syllabus, if you will see the first phase, what is it? They are talking about general awareness, English language, quantitative aptitude, and reasoning. A total of 120 minutes will be given. Separate timing will be allotted for each test that they have mentioned here. All right. So all those confusion related to what can be asked, how they will be asked, will there be separate timing, etc. All they have addressed in the notification itself, and they have talked about the date last year was after coming on 16th September when they hold their exam on 9th of November 2019. Okay, so now what did I tell you? Once you have seen and understood the pattern, you now understand the scheme. I haven't shown you the syllabus actually. The part one, it's very similar to what you get in bank. Then comes the competition, trying to understand the competition. Just look at this slide very carefully, and there is very important takeaway here. I hope all of you would have seen this. What has happened here? From 2018 to 2019, the cutoff has really shot up. Yeah, some 16.25 marks it has gone, right? So this is a huge increase, and many of very good students who took phase one lightly were chucked out here itself. Yeah, it was very sad. Happened with many of our students last year. They all thought 105. Yeah, even if I don't sleep whole night, I can just go in the morning and get this 105. Unfortunately, that's something many of the other students also understood, and they prepared harder for it, and they kind of got into this range. Yeah, 122 is a good mark, and you cannot take it lightly, right? Moving ahead, if you will see, not very significant now. Yes, 78 marks here, 98.5 and 80. Now this is history. Yeah. Now you should be targeting and looking at that 122 wala thing only. I've just put it here for your knowledge. Yeah. This is how the exam has evolved. Right. Okay, so we will now move to the next, which is the phase two. Here, I'll again show you the scheme of examination. Paper one, economic and social issues. Paper two, English writing skills. And paper three, which is finance and management. Each 1.5 hours, each of 100 marks, right? These two are objective, whereas English writing skills, as the name goes, it has to be descriptive. So that's the scheme of your phase two. Yeah, again here, I will, once I pass through this scheme, I'll be taken to interview. And please try to note only phase two. Yeah, phase two plus phase three is what is getting added in your final merit list. Right? Phase one is just qualifying, and even qualifying now you cannot take it easy. Yeah, I hope this part is clear. Right? So I'll again show you the competition level here in the mains here. If you will see in 17 and 18, what has happened here? Yeah, this is 17, 196.75 out of 300 marks. Yeah, another 50 marks of the interview gets added. This becomes your final. Yeah, if I move to the cutoff for 2018, it has again slightly increased. Yeah, overall 250. So if you will see this, if I get an average of 17 each paper, 210, I am safe, plus another 40 in interview. Yeah, I'm reaching this 250 mark. So it's not very difficult, right? Again, if I go back in time, not much relevant. It was again very less, 225. Yeah, this 2015, of course, 244. But you can see this is not something that will remain my benchmark anymore. So I've kind of put the level of competition on one slide for you. If you understand this slide, Yeah, whatever I have shown you, this kind of a summary. So these three here, I saw some RTI, etc. were put, this is available in the public domain. And this various, this is all my secondary research, which is based newspaper, blogs, Quora, etc. And of course, some of my assumption, which I will mention it to you here. Yeah, just look at this. Latest India Today article in November talked about this 2.5 to 3 lakhs. What I have assumed here in 2019 is just this 2.5 lakh. I have taken the lower number, right? And then till here I told you this numbers were there, and then of course I have again a core article here talking about 1.5 lakh, again some article on Pagal Guy, etc. talking about 2 lakh here. So I have say some information related to it, not the exact, but yes, let's focus on the key takeaways here. Yeah, if I look at just these three, yeah, roughly what do I say? Percentage of candidate who are qualifying in and around 3%. So if I kind of extrapolate these numbers also, these three numbers were there with me. So I knew the percentage here. So roughly 4,500, 6,000 or 7,500 would have been called for phase 2. Yeah, this half is basically the assumption, assuming this 3% called. Other way of looking at this data could be, if I look at it, generally, it is the total number of the vacancy into 20 times. That's also the formula IBPS I think uses. So, and in fact, these numbers are very close to that assumption. Yeah, 32, 36, 32, 34. So on that basis, these will be the numbers who would have been called for phase 2. Does not matter because my final number of your percentage chance depends upon the total who appeared first here. So it does not matter, but yes, somewhere between 3 to 7,000 will be called for phase 2. Exact numbers they haven't disclosed, but yes, this is the assumption basis to reasonably valid assumption, I will say, and then I hope you will agree with this. Phase 1 marks cutoff I've already shown you. Yeah, these are the numbers. In fact, this is the number that should be there in your mind, and some increment over, unless yeah they increase the level of difficulty, etc. Phase 2 again, yeah, you can see these are the numbers you should be looking at, and yes, of course, we will be looking at what comes now. This has not yet been declared, and number of vacancy, of course, currently you should expect in and around 150. So why I have shown you this slide? To have that complete picture always in your mind and understand the kind of competition here. What is this? This is your final chances of selection. 156 upon this 2.5 lakh will translate to 0.06%, which is roughly only 6 students in 10,000 actually make it to the final list. Yeah. So am I showing it to scare you? Absolutely not. Absolutely not. It is to get you motivated, try to understand. Fruit is, much sweeter if you have worked hard to get it. Yeah. The more difficult the target, the more fun it is conquering it. Yeah. I hope all of you will agree to that. And please try to understand this 2.5 lakh, not more than 10% ever. Yeah. Not more than 25,000 students. Yeah, will be actually seriously studying. So your competition is always with this 25,000, which itself is significant. So two messages: be prepared to work hard. Before you could crack many exams just basis your intelligence or some level of hard work. Here, yeah, it's difficult. You will have to slog. There is no other way of conquering this exam. So with that, I am quite sure I have answered the first concern: should I prepare? And then of course a part of can I also, when I showed you the level of competition, etc. So first part done. Should I prepare? You cannot have a better job in the banking industry. If you are looking at your life to culminate in banking industry, it better end here, right? That is the first part. But for me to give you a concrete answer of can I prepare, I have just given you a glimpse of the competition. I have shown you the scheme of examination, but I'll actually have to dig deep a little bit to give you the concrete answer. I can give you a short answer here. Can I prepare? The answer would be a unanimous yes. Yes, all of you can prepare. But I'll dig in deep by showing you, yeah, let me move out here, by showing you the actual syllabus, what is prescribed, looking at the books that RBI expects us to go through, looking at the syllabus of financial management, which is the paper 3, looking at the actual question paper of 2019. I will let all of you decide for yourself whether you can prepare for it or not. I've already given you the answer. The answer is yes. And I also know some of the challenges that you have. All that for tomorrow. So this is where I'll conclude today, the first part of should I, with a brief glimpse of can you. And tomorrow I'll be discussing in detail the can part of it. Yeah, thoroughly. Taking the actual syllabus and actual paper to convince you it's not a difficult exam if you prepare for it methodically. Yeah, under proper guidance, even better. Okay, so on that note, I'll see you again tomorrow. Thank you very much.